Good evening.
09年来这里。
Thanks for coming. I'm really pleased that we are able to bring this great exhibition of Confucius artwork to Atlanta. And we are especially honored by some very special guests here, and I will mention the guests a little bit later. But this exhibit, this is the, I believe, number 13 of the same exhibit in the U.S. because the artwork displayed here are the artwork of the arts and crafts related to Confucian culture that's not exhibited in China. They are kept in museums for preservation reasons, so it's not available for public access or display. So what you're seeing here in the artwork is really very rare, and none of them is available through publication or on the internet. And many thanks to the photographer, Mr. Ho Jian, who actually is here today. Mr. Ho. Okay. Mr. Ho, he's the only one who's allowed access to photograph these very precious artwork in Chinese museums. And many thanks to Mr. Ho for helping us putting this exhibit together. And before we get started, please allow me to recognize some of the very distinguished guests here. And forgive me if I miss anyone here. First of all, we are very, very honored that the governor of Shandong province, Mr. Guo Shuqing, is with us here today. And we're also very, very pleased that the new Consul General from the Consulate General of Houston, Ambassador Li Qiangming, is here today. Governor Guo brought a big delegation. 16 of the top officials of Shandong province are here today as well. And the Atlanta side will also have some very distinguished guests as well. Of course, our very own president of Georgia State University, President Mark Walker. And the Attorney General of Georgia, Mr. Sam Owens. Thanks for coming. We also have here the Associate Provost for International Initiatives, Dr. Jun Liu. And with us here also today is the President of World Trade Center Atlanta, Mr. John Parkinson. And also here is a Research Fellow and Senior Director of Global External Technology Acquisitions from Coca-Cola Company, Dr. Xiao Wang. Maybe not. And the Vice President of Ackerman, Mr. Rick Warnicki. And from UPS, the Senior Vice President of International Public Policy, Ms. Leslie Griffith. And the President of Agio Press Inc. and Publisher of Global Atlanta, Mr. Phil Alton. And the Director of China Initiatives of Georgia Department of Economic Development, Ms. Stella Xu. And also with her is her staff member, staff coordinator for China Initiatives, Victoria Tse. She's still behind me. And I'm sure there are many other names that I should have mentioned here as well. And we have some folks from Chinese organizations, the president of Association of Chinese Professionals, Mr. Julie Hu. And also the president of Chinese Business Association, Mr. Jie Li. He's the president of Shandong Folks Association, Mr. Yang here. Very nice to have you here. And before we go any further, let's have the president of Georgia State University, Dr. Mark Becker, to say a few words of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Du, and good evening and welcome. It's my honor to welcome all of us gathered here on behalf of Georgia State University. And I give a special welcome to Governor Walton, Consul General Lee, and to our esteemed photographer, Mr. Ho. We're very honored to have you in attendance, particularly Consul General Lee, for this to be your first visit to Atlanta, your new role as the Consul General. Special welcome for you. Georgia State University is extremely pleased to be able to host this exhibition. It is a partnership with our Confucius Institute, which we are in partnership with Beijing Language and Culture University. But our partnerships in China reach far and wide, not just in Beijing. And in fact, we have a very important partnership under development in Qingdao province. Looking forward to visiting there soon. And that is an important outgrowth of the work of our state between the state of Georgia and the province of Qingdao. So we're extremely pleased about that. But tonight, we gather for a special occasion, and that's a different partnership. That's the partnership between Shandong Province, the Office of Foreign Affairs, and the Confucius Institute at Georgia State University to exhibit this legacy of Confucius photo exhibition. As Dr. Du has said, this is a very special photo exhibition, not something seen every day, not something seen easily. So we're particularly honored and thank the government of Shandong Province for making it available to us and allowing it to come here. So on behalf of the university, we extend a very special thanks to the photographer, Mr. Ho, to the government of Shandong Province and the government of China for sharing these historic photographs with us. And welcome to all. Thank you.
Before I introduce our guest speakers, I want to say a special word of thanks to Shandong Foreign Affairs Office. They worked with me very closely for the past couple of months on this project, and also a special word of thanks to Ms. Stella Shi for bringing this project together. And it's been very, very busy and hectic 2 months for both parties, I think. And because of the travel schedules of mine and several other key people, so it's been a very, very difficult project. But we are so glad that we are here today to celebrate this occasion. And I especially want to recognize Director General of Shandong Foreign Affairs Office, Mr. Zhang. Please thank your staff for the great work that they did. And next, let me introduce our speakers. Our first speaker is the Attorney General of Georgia, Mr. Sam Owens.
So thank you. Good evening. It's an honor to be with you today. It's an honor to meet General Huang. I hope you're here many more times to experience the growth of the relationships between our country and yours. Consul General Lee, I hope this is the first of many times you have the occasion to visit Atlanta. And we look forward to a future date where we have a Consul General in Atlanta, but it's great to see you here today. We're very proud of Georgia's strong economic and cultural ties with China. According to the most recent census, we have over 550,000 Chinese Americans residing in Georgia. That would surprise many Georgians to know that we have over 500,000 Chinese American here. In fact, it's almost 6% of our state's population, the Chinese American population. And of course, those Chinese Americans contribute greatly to our state's diverse and rich culture. China, as you might imagine, is the largest import market for our state, importing more than 25% of Georgia's total imports. What may be surprising is that China is also the second largest export market for our state. We exported almost $4 billion worth of goods, about 17% increase, and a huge increase just since 2009. So it's growing almost at about 20% average per year. Last year, Governor Dale led a delegation of over 50 members to Shandong, and during this visit, he announced the opening of our investment office in Qingdao. The delegation is going to be led by the Economic Development Commissioner Chris Carr to China, which is anchored around Georgia Day at the 2014 International Horticultural Exposition in Qingdao. So once again, Dr. Kuo, it is a great honor to have you in Atlanta. It's great to have you visiting our state. We're glad you're here. We hope you have a wonderful stay throughout your time in our country. I'm reminded of a quote that comes from a former mayor of the city of Chicago, and the quote was that the arts bring people together. So it's only fitting that we are here at a cultural exhibit regarding Confucius, because at the end of the day, what brings our peoples together are the arts and culture. It's great to be doing that with you here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Let's welcome our next speaker, Consul General of Consulate General of Houston, Ambassador Li Jiang.
Thank you. Dear President Mark Baker, Your Excellencies, Governor Guo Shuqing, the Shandong Province of People's Republic of China, Mr. Attorney General Sam Orange, and all the delegates from the Shandong Province, all of the distinguished guests, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my great pleasure to visit the city of Atlanta, to be here this evening for the opening and the ribbon-cutting ceremony of the legacy of the Confucius Fourth exhibitions, jointly organized by the Confucius Institute and the Georgia State University and the Shandong Foreign Affairs Office. Just before Mr. Olen mentioned, and I was really a new arrival because I just arrived in the 6th of May. This is my first time visiting Georgia. But anyway, I have had the pleasure to visit the beautiful city and this historically famous city. And we found out Atlanta is really the capital of the southern part of America. If I don't know whether I'm understanding is correct. Thank you. Upon my arrival, I have felt and really enjoyed the southern hospitality everywhere. And really, I feel very big impressive. And ladies and gentlemen, this year is marks the 65th anniversary of the normalization of the bilateral relations between the United States of America and the People's Republic of China. And Atlanta is a milestone city in this historically significant development, as it was an important stop in that then Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping's famous aspirated trip in 1979. Since then, Atlanta has continued to play a very important role in promoting and furthering relations between our two countries in such areas as business, education, healthcare, finance, and the culture. In the past few decades, exchanges between the Chinese and the American people have increased at a steady pace. According to the statistics, there are more than 10,000 people traveling between U.S. and China on a daily basis. And the Atlanta, I'm sorry, we will have to use my glasses. And that with the business airport in the world is an important contribution to this statistics. The field of education in particular has witnessed huge growth in the number of Chinese students studying in the U.S. Currently, totally 250,000, more than 100 computer institutions have been established in the U.S. I'm pleased to see Georgia State University and its business-oriented Confucius institution play an active role in promoting educational, business, and cultural exchange in China and the U.S. And I especially would like to commend President Mark Baker and the community leaders in the state of Georgia in your exemplary leadership in further U.S.-China relations. Shandong Foreign Affairs Office and the Confucius Institute at Georgia State University are good examples of active contribution in promoting cultural exchanges by bringing a significant and many-field culture program, such as this Confucius photo exhibit to the Atlanta. In order to deepen the understanding of the American people of one of the most important cultural legacies of China, the legacy of the Confucius. I'm confident that with the able leadership of the both countries, our two people will continue on our constructive path to a mutual beneficial partnership in one of the most important bilateral relations in this world. I wish this Confucius photo exhibit a great success, and thank you all.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Lee. And now we have our featured speaker, the Governor of Shandong Province, the Honorable Mr. Guo.
马佩科校长，莫莱斯总检察长，李祥明总领事，女士们、先生们，大家晚上好。
Distinguished President Mark Becker, Attorney General Sam Olens, Consul General Li Qiangming, ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
首先，我代表山东省人民政府向这次活动表示热烈的祝贺，向出席这次图片展的佐治亚州各界朋友表示诚挚的问候。
On behalf of Shandong Provincial People's Government, I'd like to begin by extending our warm congratulations on the staging of this event and warm greetings to all our Georgia guests here.
公元前551年，孔子诞生在中国山东的曲阜，他被公认为世界上最伟大的思想家、教育家之一。
Confucius was born in Qufù, Shandong in 551 BC and is well known as one of the greatest thinkers and educators in the world.
在漫长的2000多年的历史长河中，儒家思想融会贯通，博采众长，塑造了中华民族崇文守礼、勤劳勇敢、自强不息、厚德载物的人文精神，对东方文明的兴盛与发展起到了不可替代的作用。
Over a history of more than 2,000 years, Confucianism has been evolving with times and taking strong points from different schools of thought. It shapes the Chinese characteristics, which is courageous, hardworking, self-reliant, and committed to propriety and social commitments. It has been exerting irreplaceable influence on the forming and development of the Oriental culture.
举办此次孔子图片展，正是希望通过图文并茂的方式，向美国朋友全面展示孔子思想的形成和发展，让美国朋友更多的了解孔子，走进中国传统文化，让我们一起分享儒家思想传递出的人类生活的基本经验和共同准则。
Today we are having this exhibition to showcase the forming and development of Confucianism with these marvelous pictures and words of stories behind them. We hope this will help our friends in the United States get closer to Confucius and learn more about traditional Chinese culture. We hope we can share with you fundamental experience and common rules of human life contained in Confucianism.
女士们、先生们，山东是中国东部沿海的一个重要省份，人口9733万，陆域面积15.71万平方公里，海岸线3345公里。
Ladies and gentlemen, as an important province in the eastern coastal region of China, Shandong has a population of 97.33 million, covering an area of 157,100 square kilometers, with a coastline of 3,345 kilometers.
山东呢是中华文明的发祥地之一，是著名的泰山崛起的地方，也是中国的母亲河黄河入海的地方。
Shandong is not only one of the cradles of the Chinese civilization, but also where Mount Tai roses high to the sky and the mother river of China, Yellow River, meets the sea.
改革开放以来，山东省的经济社会发展取得了重大成就，工业、农业的产品总值超过了全国的1/10，可以说是世界经济的一个重要成果。
Since the reform and opening up, Shandong has achieved significantly in its social and economic development, with the output of agricultural and industrial products exceeding 1/10 of the country's total. So it's fair to say that Shandong makes an important component of the global economy.
山东省与佐治亚州2008年建立了友好省关系，多年来，两省州高层互访、经贸文化等交往。
A sisterhood relationship between the province of Shandong and the state of Georgia was forged in 2008. In the years ever since, we have seen frequent high-profile visits and constant exchanges in areas including economy, trade, and culture between the two sides.
我此次率领山东代表团访问佐治亚州，希望进一步推动两省州在文化、经贸等领域的全面合作，将两省州友好关系推向一个新的高度。
I led this Shandong delegation to Georgia this time with the hope that we can strengthen our cooperation in culture, economy, and trade so as to bring our relations to a higher level.
最后，我预祝长图片展圆满成功，同时也邀请在座各位访问山东，到孔子的故里走一走、看一看，亲身感受一下孔子文化的魅力。
Finally, I wish this exhibition every success. Also, I'd like to invite you to Shandong to see the hometown of Confucius yourself and to experience the charm of Confucius culture.
谢谢。
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Governor, for a great speech. And again, many thanks for coming to this event. And we really appreciate your presence here, taking the time out of your busy schedule. We know you're here for an important conference as well. So thank you very much. And now, well, originally on the schedule, as you have seen, there was a proclamation from the City Council that the province. Okay, great. So let's welcome
One block away. I live 1 block away. I didn't even have to drive.
Again, I'm Jay Tribby. I'm the Chief of Staff to Atlanta City Councilman Kwanzaa Hall. It's a delight to be here. We want to welcome you today to Atlanta City Council District 2. Councilmember Hall and his wife, Natalie, have taken a well-deserved vacation on the coast of Georgia this weekend, and Councilmember Hall asked me to represent him today as we present a proclamation from the Atlanta City Council on behalf of the City of Atlanta on the Legacy of Confucius exhibition. So I'll read this proclamation to you and present it. Whereas the Confucius Institute at Georgia State University, in conjunction with the Foreign Affairs Office of the Shandong Provincial Government, has arranged to bring the Confucius exhibition to the state of Georgia. And whereas the exhibition's artwork originated in Shandong Province, the region of Confucius's birth, and is graciously being led by the local government for display at Georgia State University's Rialto Center for the Arts. And whereas among the guests for the exhibition's opening on Sunday, June 1st, 2014, are Mr. Shuqing Guo, Governor of Shandong Province, and Mr. Qiangming Li, Consul General of the Chinese Consulate General in Houston, Texas. And whereas by hosting this exhibit, the Confucius Institute hopes to further its mission by promoting and enriching the cultural dialogue between Atlantans, Georgians, and the citizens of Shandong Province. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Atlanta City Council, and on behalf of the citizens of Atlanta, hereby congratulate Georgia State University and the Confucius Institute on this first day of June 2014 for bringing the Legacy of Confucius exhibition to the city of Atlanta. This is signed by Councilmember Hall, City Council President Cesar Mitchell, and all the members of the Atlanta City Council. So congratulations.
Okay, now we move on to our next event, the ribbon cutting for this exhibition. And we're going to invite 4 distinguished guests to do the ribbon cutting. President is standing behind. We can do it on count 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
Governor
Governor Board has prepared a very special gift for President Becker, and President Becker has prepared a gift as well for Governor Board. So it's gift exchange. President Becker, Governor Board, please come forward. And let me say a few words about this special album. It's all the artwork and display as well as more. This is the only edition we published, and there are very limited number of copies. It's very precious, precious album. President also has a gift for Ambassador Lee. That concludes our official program, but now we're going to take a tour of these great pictures. And Mr. Ho Shin, the photographer himself, is going to lead the tour. So we'll start from here. And everybody, welcome to join the tour, and or you can grab a drink at the reception area. So please feel free to move around. And we're going to follow Mr. Ho here. Start the tour.